At Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Finance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. My name is Adam. Appreciate everyone that is stopping in here tonight. If you're not already subscribed, smash that subscribe, smash the like button. We are so shadow banned here, but we're approaching 1K, so hopefully we can monetize and then start actually getting picked up by the algorithm instead of filtered by it. So want to check out, let's see what we got going. No more bubbles. They are out. Cut out from now on. The fact that they could not get a price feed from Dex Screener or any of these places, the fact they were using OKX, the price was so off. A bunch of my friends were calling me, yo, Pulsechain's up 60%, Pulsechain's up 60, 50%. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So they were all looking at that, all looking at Coin Market Cap, CoinGecko probably, I don't know, but they all got to go, so Dex Screener, PLS burn. I just like this site here just to be able to check out what's been burned. You can include the OA account. So, man, the incentive token down to $1.09. I bought another like 50 of them at $1.78 or something, or $1.71. Man, that was stupid. So it's like, shit, I got to buy another. Well, now I guess I can get 80 for what I paid for 50 back then. So that's what you got to do. When the ship is sinking like this, in my opinion, and what I do is I just keep adding on. So like in October last year, November, I had bags of Render. I had Singularity Net and Fetch AI. I had Fetch and Singularity Net from the last bull run. I just kept 10% of my bag. And it eventually drifted down, both of them, to like under $80. So I went and it was just, I could not look at a wallet that had under $100 in it. It was like some mental thing. So I just bought another $100 of each and just left them. And then 2 months later, they 12x'd. So I was able to sell both of those at like 48, 50 cents. And then I ended up buying some Render because I use Gemini. Still one of the only exchanges here in New York. And it was on there. And I just randomly, honestly, it was just pure luck. I have the credit card on there. So when you spend, you get up to 3% crypto back, and you could select the reward you want. So I ended up doing it with Render at first. I did it with Filecoin. And then once I had a little bit, I just bought a little more. I ended up buying, I think, like maybe 250 coins and sold that at like $1.75. So it was a nice like 4x almost. So you got to take advantage of stuff like that. And those opportunities now are clearly not in the main four. They just keep bleeding. So I'm looking at these PRC 20s over here. And obviously, Pdai, Atropa, I'm not really. I'm just slowly adding to those. Like I bought a little more Atropa today. So what I've been doing is with like the Chainlink and Aave and these ones that we really crushed the last couple months, I took my Pulse chain and sent it to cold storage. And I ended up sending like 15 million back into the DGen wallet over the last. I sent 5 million a day for the last 3 days or 4 days, whatever it was. And so I just been adding on to all the bags because they just got crushed so hard. If you believe in something, you got to add to it. That, in my opinion. You know, when things are down, if you own a bag and it's now worth 10% of what it used to be worth, you know, you don't need to spend that much to double your bag, you know, and I really think things are going to turn around in the next 2 months. You know, um, Jackson Hole, this article was pretty, it's so bad how these articles here, they give you some truth, but they always have a narrative or some kind of hidden agenda to them. You know, so the Jackson Reserve or Jackson, Wyoming, like one of the biggest, best ski resorts in the world. It is so secluded, Jackson Hole. And I don't know why these guys go there, but you know, they're flying in their caviar, their private jets, they're saying, and it's now basically they're saying, look, this is not a rational system. Despite all the data, I'm beginning to suspect it was never designed to be. How's inflation measured? Well, the Fed says people to walk around the grocery stores and write down the prices. Should gas, that thing that drives the economy by getting people to work, figuring it all? Maybe if the cost of gas were less volatile. Have you ever looked at why 2% is the standard? This is great because it feels right. It's low enough for consumer comfort, but relaxed enough for the economy to flourish. That's the shit those are their answers. They got tricks up their sleeve. They can manage this. It's all bullshit. You know, the economy is out of control right now. You know, if they, this has to be the last hike, in my opinion. I can't see them doing 2 more. They're going to just, unless there is a planned demolition of the economy and planned crisis, if that's right now, but I don't think they're going to do that because actually, you know what? I flip-flop back and forth because of legislation. It's not going to come for 2 years until 2025. So they're going to want to destroy this right now and then build legislation, or do they want legislation in place for crypto, all these systems up and running, and then crash the economy? So these systems are obviously where to go to. You know, I think that's more where I see things going. But you know, you got to be able to stomach both sides. If we do pump, you know, I watched an LEO trades video today. You know, I don't recommend watching the mainstream guys. They're all shills. Even Crypto Banter, like they're good for certain things, but to listen to them for crypto advice, not probably a good idea. And LEO did say, you know, for this next cycle, I'm really thinking a curveball is coming, where this cycle is going to take off way quicker than halving, and it's going to end earlier, or it's going to right around the halving, it's going to be way more vertical and end earlier. And then into 2025 is going to be a disappointment, or there's going to be the super cycle. So I'm playing for all three, but I'm leaning more towards these things. Everything happens faster right now. And I think we'll have a decent alt season, kind of a little blow off top of euphoria, and then we'll retrace. And then people are going to be expecting the blow off top to come, kind of like when we had the double top. You know, everyone thought we were going to 100K for sure, and it didn't happen. I think now with all the big boys in here, I think it's going to be hard for them or for retail to not get destroyed this cycle. I really think that the low hanging fruit, the easy money has been made, and it's going to be the people that, you know, were here in Hex last cycle and got in, you know, at the insane entry points. You know, for Pulse and PulseX, we all got in pretty much around the same entry points, unless you were one of the top couple hundred wallets. And everything has dipped so much, it doesn't really matter. You know, if you have a whale that sacrificed $200,000 for PulseX, you know, what's that worth right now? You know, I could tell you right now, a $15,000 sacrifice was worth less than $1,000. So times that by 10, it's worth 10 grand. So for 10 grand, you could get what someone sacrificed a couple $100,000 for. So I just think everybody has increased their bags since launch, whether ratio trading, whether catching some of these altcoin pumps. I just talked to everybody, and everyone from where they sacrificed to where they are now, their bags have pretty much doubled across the board. So I feel like the people that sacrificed and are sitting and doing nothing and are just expecting this 100x. I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I think we might get 100x from right here, which is a 10x from sacrifice price. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, I'm curious to see with inflation with the Fed, what they do. One more hike, that'll be it. We'll go to the transition period. Things will get bad for a little bit, but then by the end of the year, I can't see us not rallying. And then Shemitah coming up in September. You know, we'll see. John May, what up, my man? Appreciate you stopping in. Crypto Elite. How's it going? Godfather J6. Camo Joe, what's up, my man? Should I sell my liquid Zen on ETH to double my position across PLS? So I don't know if, because so I can tell you what I did. My Zen on ETH, I'm just accumulating because it's so expensive to mint the Zen NFTs on Ethereum. I don't think it's worth it. I don't have a couple grand to mint a Zen NFT on there. So I'm minting all my Zen NFTs on Pulsechain. And for like 23,000 Pulsechain, you can mint a Zen NFT and put it out for like next Thanksgiving or something, 11 months from now. And right now they're paying about 400 to 500,000 Pulsechain for that Zen NFT. So you can like 10, 20, 25x potentially, depending on how it goes and when you sell your bag. So I would, if you have a liquid bag on Zen on Ethereum, I would say depending on your entry point and how low you got it, if you're not down 80% on it, I would keep it. If you bought in the last like month, I would keep it. I'm not selling any on Ethereum. I just know, I think when the 333 auction comes in October, there's going to be a supply shock that happens, and there's going to be some major pumps. And the DB Zen stuff, I don't know. There's just so much happening that if you have your bag now, I would hold on to it, honestly. And then with PulseX or on Pulsechain, mint your Zen NFTs. Just take like whatever, 1 million Pulsechain, which is, how much is that now? $50, and mint 40 Zen NFTs and do it for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months out. And then, you know, that million should get you back minimum 10 to 15 million if you sell at the right time and you hold it and sell pumps. Because if you look at the Zen chart, you know, it really made moves the last couple days. I mean, it really looks like it found its bottom down here. But again, who knows? A lot more mints could come out. I mean, I would count on it keeping going down. But even if it goes down 50%, you know, when your NFTs come out next year, that's still 10xing. So, you know, I'm playing a conservative around a 15x, I think, is what I'm looking to get. But that's what I would do, bro. That's my plan. You already have 150 billion Zen on Pulse. Do you have the P Zen or the Zen Classic? Because I'm stacking the Zen Classic on here. That's one of my secrets. You know, this is such a small channel. I want everyone in here to win. I want all you guys to be profitable, to not get wrecked. So I'm sharing everything that I'm doing with you guys so you can see what works, see what doesn't work, you know, see what my strategies are, and then compare it to yours. Hopefully, you know, find something that works for you. Zen. Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing, bro. Like, I would, and I mean, not financial advice, because I'm going to say something and you're going to just do it and then, you know, freak out if it doesn't go right. But that's also why I like a small channel, because I feel like if you're in here, like you're genuinely looking for help or like good information and not just fed bullshit. So what I would do is swap it for Zen Classic, your P Zen, you know, the pool that ending in FB8, because Zen Classic, there's no inflation. The supply's fixed. And the P Zen, I think it's going to follow the ETH chart. You know, if you scroll out and look at the daily, like it's just going to keep going down, bro. I don't see why it's gonna not do this. You know, it's gonna just keep dropping down slowly. It'll make new floors and new lows, drop 10%, maybe, you know, loses 0. But by the bull run next year, when the mines start coming out in 7, 8, 9, 10 months, that's when I think you'll see the price appreciation. But to just hold liquid PZen right now, it's crazy when you could swap it all out for Pulse Chain and then figure out, okay, you know, I'm going to take, all right, you had what, 15 billion, 150 billion. All right. So my max NFT mints are going to pay me like 4.2. Actually, I'll just pull it up right now. What the hell am I doing? So they're paying me on like about 4.2 on average. So that's what, 40 of them? Oh, no. There we go. So let's see, matures. Yeah, 4.3. So that's like what? That's like 35. So if you took a million Pulse Chain right now, let's see what that is right now. 150 million P's in. So that's $600. That's well, you know, we'll do it. So what's that? Like 12 million Pulse Chain. So 20, so like $600 worth, something like that. So I just think you could take like 2 million Pulse, mint those NFTs, and then, you know, swap all your PZen back for however much that is. You know, do it slowly, and so you don't get crushed with the slippage. Get back 25 million Pulse, spend 2, mint your NFTs, mint 50 of them for the next 3 months to max mint next December, and then I would swap some of it for PZen. You know, maybe buy a couple $100 of that one, and now you got a bunch of Pulse Chain left over to buy your PulseX and Hex with. And now you know, that's what I would do, bro. That's my non-financial advice. So yeah, like some alpha on teddy bear. Just grabbed some yesterday. So, bro, so it's funny you say that. So, Teddy is the only one I didn't get yet. I have legal up. I've legal down, Atropa, Pdai, and FTSI. So I was looking at Teddy, but Teddy Bear, yeah, but that one was only 5 days old. So what's the main pool? Teddy Atropa, Teddy Bear Die. What's the oldest one? 10 days. Teddy Bear Atropa, 2 months. Here we go. All right. Put this on the watch list. So, bro, I don't know what what teddy bear is going to be used for besides maybe some. I'm thinking, all right, so this is just tinfoil hat. So Pdai is the stable coin, right? It's going to be algorithmically pegged or something like that, potentially, or it goes to a penny and it's pegged at a penny when Pulse Chain gets much more valuable, or it's at 10 cents. I don't think it needs to get to $1 to be a stable coin. So if it is algorithmic, which none of us know, then it doesn't have to get to $1. So I think that to keep it at peg, up and down are going to be used to buy or sell liquidity to bring the hold peg. And then I think Teddy is going to be potentially used as collateral. You know, Richard Hart's Louis Vuitton teddy bears, how much are those things worth? You know, so if you just took 10 of those and backed the coin with it, there's like 50K in liquidity. So I think that's what Teddy's going to be. I'm definitely going to be streaming with Chaos Chris from the Verse again soon. And definitely we'll be talking about it. It's so hard because a lot of the stuff's in Chinese. You can't read it. Or some language that just looks like scribble. So, and little drawings. So yeah, we'll see. So anyways, yeah, guys, this is crazy that the US tax bill that could kill DeFi, MetaMask, Uniswap, 1-inch curve, they're all going to be brokers implementing KYC. And I know that's coming because I knew a year and a half ago, talking to one of the billionaires that I talked to, fortunate enough to be able to do that. And he was telling me that what his banker buddies were talking about, how they're going to be integrating MetaMask into their back ends. So, and that's what V4 is already being built out for the banks. So it's all in the works right now. This is nothing new to me. I knew it was all coming. You know, Ivan had breaking news or whatever, but like I knew all this was coming. Like I talked to people that are extremely powerful in their businesses and their professions. So I get some good information on what's going on, especially with the real estate market. Because I was in commercial real estate for almost 10 years when I got out of college in 2008. And I still talk to some people in the industry, and it's crazy where we are right now, you know. So this was a great tweet here, just talking about, you know, they're saying, oh, the housing crisis that's coming, the housing crisis that's coming. No. It's the opposite. It's the housing crisis for people looking for a house because there's nothing on the market. Because anyone that's in their house right now for 3%, why the hell would you sell it? Even if it's a 150K profit, 200K profit, and then go refinance for 7%. It just doesn't make sense. You know, so so right here, if you noticed in the last 5 to 8 years, how big the Airbnb, the Zillow, the what the hell's that other one? The rental place, Trulio, I think, whatever they are. They're get a house and rent it on Airbnb. That's because they knew this was coming. That was to get all these houses that were going to be residential houses for families to live in, and now have them as investment properties and hotel rooms. So it was a great scam to cover up the problem in the real estate industry. And what's going to happen is when all of these office buildings in all the local towns across this country, everyone's downsized and everyone's is trying to refinance or renegotiate their leases, and there's going to be a big collapse when all these landlords are stuck with empty space and they have to actually start paying again. And it's the same thing with student debt. You know, for the last 3 years, student loan payments were paused, and they're resuming September 1st, and official repayments starting in October. So this is billions of dollars that the Federal Reserve is counting in the economy. Like, this is the bullshit that they play. Oh, the economy is growing. Yeah, because people don't have to pay their loans back. And they don't think ahead. They don't price in gas. They don't price in food for inflation. It's just a complete shit show. And crypto is the only way out for these banks. I'm a poker player. I see their hand when the banks in Europe that are going balls deep into crypto, and they're doing it to diversify. No, they're doing it because they're desperate, and it's their only way out. All the scams they've ran in the past are done. You can't do that shit on the blockchain. That's why they're so scared of public blockchains, and they want these private walled off gardens to do certain things and then interact with the public when they want, which is very convenient. Very convenient. But yeah, I was going to go on a talk rant about, I'll do that at the end here. But, you know, I was funny. Yesterday I mentioned Optimism on stream, saying that I haven't heard shit from Optimism. I feel like they're dead over there. Nothing's happening. It's not real DeFi. And sure enough, look at this article today. Base set to receive 118 million Optimism tokens over 6 years in governance agreement. There we go. They just handed over control of their network to Coinbase. Good job, Optimism. Good job. I'm sure all the DeFi builders that we're thinking this L2 is a good place to build on. I'm sure they love this. This is the greatest news you could have gave the builders on this in this community. But that's good for us because people going to be coming over to Pulsechain, and they're going to be coming over to Arbitrum. So this is good news. I still have I think I have Velodrome on Optimism. And Magic Money on there. I'm dumping both of them and getting the hell off Optimism and never use. I don't care if those coins 100x. I'm done with them. And that could get me burned. That's the same mentality that got me burned in Aptos. Missed a 6x on that because I said I'm not supporting the VC back shit. And that jaded judgment, it can get you burned and not hold. And that's my cardinal rule is I'm never selling a bag that's worth $80, $100. It's $100. If it goes to zero, great. I saw $100 bags go to $6,000, $7,000 with Decentraland and Mana when I bought them in 2020 and went to the websites and looked at them and said, who the hell is going to use this? This looks like Atari. And I sold them. Biggest mistake. So I actually might now not get rid of them and just hold them because I already own them. They're down 50%. Why sell the bottom? Unless you can find like a comparative project or something on Arbitrum, I might bridge back over there, but it's not even worth it. I'd rather just go to Pulsechain and not have to deal with any of this bullshit. I thought this was interesting right here too, that bankruptcy judge in the Celsius case is not willing to rule the token a security because of the Ripple Labs case, which is very interesting because it just shows that these judges are very conservative. If there's some, the Gary Gensler, everyone's guilty until proven innocent, it's a complete it's all just a gray area. There's no regulation. No one knows what to do. Once you get to the higher ups in the courts, they're never going to make decisions unless it's concrete fact. Gary's method will not work. That's why I don't ever see this going up for appeals in a higher court because they'll just laugh and embarrass him even more. So I think it's all just optics. This Ripple appeal. No, the precedent was made, and they're now using that precedent in other cases, which is bullish as hell. And guys, this is just shocking. I did not see this coming. I went all in. I sold all my Pdai and went all in on PayPal stablecoin. I thought it was going to go to like $8 or $11. But I guess it's not. And for some reason, people just don't like it. No one's using it. The supply has dwindled and volume is down like crazy. Obviously, TVL and liquidity is an important base for every stablecoin out there, but it's not exciting if all you can do is mint and provide liquidity, he said. DeFi has solved the supply side. How do you generate demand? How do you provide consumption is the more interesting problem. That's funny. Who the hell is going to use this? Why? Isn't your dollar on PayPal a stable coin? When you load money on there and your balance is whatever, $2,000, isn't that freaking, I don't know. How's that not a stable coin? It's a dollar, it doesn't move. And then you can swap it out for any crypto on there. Why do you need a stable coin on PayPal? And I'm glad to see this fail. It will. And these guys just will not learn. But it is what it is. So, guys, yeah, the real estate market, that's going to be the crisis. And I just don't know. Are they going to wait for after this bull run so these banks can maybe make some money in crypto? Who knows? And then when it gets bad, they can, I don't know what the deal is going to be, but just be ready for anything. Be ready for a wild show. Where did I see Pdai in the next 3 months? Check the chart. I see it at a penny. I really do. A penny. That's my guess. About a 10x from here. And that's if Atropa keeps doing its thing, if money keeps getting bridged in through the privacy bridges, then I would say a penny. But if all of a sudden liquidity starts dropping and numbers start falling down, this thing could be over. We've been making lower highs. I don't know the chart. I just don't. I'm not buying. I mean, I'm good right now. I got like 300,000 left. I had a million originally. I sold a bunch up here at like 1,400. Bought a bunch of like Ave. Bought some Atropa with it. and spread it around. And now I'm sitting on like 350,000 or 300,000 left. You know, I don't really need to add in like that. Like the way it's working, it's going to be pretty I don't see crazy runs, you know, because when it goes up, you know, they dump the LP. So I don't know. My gut just tells me around a penny. Just be careful and watch the volume and the liquidity. You know, if it starts to noticeably slow down, then this could have just been a test run. I don't know. But this is great because it's just got people talking about something cool, people speculating about positive things. People aren't just here in the bear market just talking about doomsday, fighting in the community, all that stupid shit. So this is a good outlet for people, good hopium for people, good copium for people. So I'm all about it. I hope it continues, but I do have my doubts. You know, I'm not going to lie. Well, I do have my doubts. You know, TYRH coin, I'm so bullish on that. Like, I made a killing on this one already. You know, I had 100,000 of them or something, bought way down here. Well, that's the wrong pump. For this pump right here. I mean, it was pretty decent. $230% right there, but hold on, that's actually, you know what? That's not right. We gotta zoom back out because that pump started down here. But yeah, I like this coin. It just bottomed out. I mean, we were up at over a penny and it just dumped hard and pumped up like 30%. But I think it's going to go right back up. So I like TYRH a lot more than Atropa and Pdai right now. Honestly, this chart just looks primed to pump again. And Jacob's really smart. Really got staking, burning, a lot going on behind the scenes. So, you know, I'm excited though. I just like where we're headed with everything. You know, I really think like Chainlink, Uniswap, Singularity Net, Quant, you know, all these I think are going to do phenomenal. You know, all it takes is for one of them to say, "Yep, we're gonna build a front end for Pulsechain," and then the floodgates open. So it's all about thinking, okay, what could be narratives? What could be projects that really suffer when ETH clogs up again? You know, what projects would potentially move over here, would build over here. So that's where I would start. Look at each, like go to the top 200 ERC20s, and then, you know, just work through them. And that's how I built my bag of like 10, 15 that I'm holding. You know, I really like the staked ETH, Frax shares, Linqto, rocket pools, all those. Like they haven't moved. You know, Alluvium, another one I really like too. You know, this was a phenomenal coin for me because when they had the huge capitulation like a month ago, when we had the death candle, you know, Alluvium didn't move until 3 days later. So I was able to sell all my bags here at like 48 cents while everything else in the market crashed. Alluvium stayed there. It was like the outlier. So I was able to buy back a ton more Pulsechain. And, you know, even Compound. You know, I really like Beetroot. That's one that I'm accumulating. I really think that this has potential. So it's all about just finding coins that have upside, have a use case, have a great team, have community, and, you know, just be smart. And just I like the lottery ticket system. $10 scratch off, $20 scratch off, $100 scratch off, whatever you can afford. And look at it like that. It's either going to be worth, when I scratch it off in a year, it's going to be worth a lot more, or it was a loser. And that's a great way to justify it, I think. So last thing I want to talk about was this the bullshit that the SEC, whoever's behind the scenes here, trying to force shit out of these influencers' mouths, force confessions out of people. Like, that's not how this shit works. You know, you find one community of people that are doing shit the right way and they get crucified. It's like, what the fuck? You know, he's trying to do the right thing. He don't know how to, he's not an attorney. You know, he literally thought it was an invitation. Like, she would have been there. He's got nothing to hide. And it's like, look around at the community. Like how, if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. You can't just be doing this shit, especially when you're missing all of the biggest frauds and scams out there. You're meeting with FTX. You missed Celsius. The first time I saw Alex Mashinsky, I said, that guy's a fucking scam artist. Something up with that guy. Watching an hour stream of him, I could tell by his mannerisms, by the way he talked, his ego, whatever it was, I could tell that guy was a scammer. And sure enough, he was. It's like you can tell right away. You know, the second you have that feeling of something's off, something's off. And it's bad. So I really hope people don't, like, you know, back down, stop streaming. It makes it look like him stopping streaming and talking about crypto makes it look like there's something there. It makes him look guilty. And that's the fucked up thing, is it should be the opposite. Him staying streaming every day saying I did nothing wrong. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. You should be exonerated at that point. It's like, where have we came? Where's this country gone? You know, so this Hex thing, this is way bigger than just Hex. This is about all of crypto. You know, this is a war on all of DeFi. So all these little gammas and these trolls saying, oh, these Hexagons are so stupid. Oh, they don't know what's coming. It's like, no, you don't know what's coming. If this goes bad for Richard, this just opens up the floodgates for them to go to ETH2 after ETH 2.0 and then after all of DeFi. So, and then Jack Levin's on their radar too. A free launch. Use gas and mint it for free. And they're looking at him. It's like, when is this shit going to end? And that's where this is going to get political. And I think this is on purpose. The world's all a stage out there. This is all done on purpose. So I think this is a clown show to make, you know, to make scapegoats and say, this is the reason America's fell behind. This is the reason China's 3 years ahead on AI and going to be the world leader and potentially able to just steal everything from us by 2030. You know, it's because the Democrats and the new guys coming in, they're all pro crypto. You know, Trump loves Ethereum. You know, Ron DeSantis, these other guys are banning CBDCs. HGH Jr. loves Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. It's so good for our country, even though it could be Russian technology. It's better to buy HGH with it than a credit card. Jesus Christ. That guy is really running for, and the worst thing is my conservative right-wing retards just drink up that Kool-Aid. It's like, dude, how can you not see through this guy? It's unbelievable. And oh man, yeah, I'm gonna just get just stay out of it. Okay. Bro, I mean, I didn't dump Pdai in the. I mean, so I had $1 million. I sold half and then put it into a Tropa down legal and FTSI. So yeah, I mean, I sold Pdai because why the hell would you hodl it after that candle? Like, after that pump right there, like, I learned my lesson way too many times in the past, thinking, oh God, it's going to just keep going. It's going to keep going. No, every time you get a pump like that, it's coming back down. You know, to at least halfway, or typically halfway, or just look at some of these tops, the resistance points right here. So, and it's not coincidence. Look at that. Exactly these 2 points right here drop down to. So it's like you're just giving away money at that point. And then, you know, I trimmed out like 250,000. And then again here, after it didn't make a new high, you know, I was excited. I didn't want to sell it. I wanted to hold that shit and have it keep pumping. But I know what these things do now. I'm not going to get fooled by it. So then I scaled out another like 250,000 here, and then another about 100 right here. And I'm just putting them into down in the Tropa. And I want to buy some teddy bear too, I think. And more legal and FTSI. So it's not like, you know, I'm dumping on the community. You know, I'm just taking out a die and just rotating it into the other four. and I'm gonna hold the 300K I have now forever. I got all, it's pretty much, that's my investment in. I got everything else out. Like, to sell those, that would be stupid. So I'm definitely holding on to those for sure, and riding that. And now with those two, like, I was over leveraged and I had way too much Pdai, and I'd rather have a little bit more Atropa. I think it has more upside potentially. So I wanted to like balance out my risk across all 5 of them. So yeah, I'm bullish as hell, bro, on them all. I want them to do awesome. I don't want people to drink the Kool-Aid and think, oh, it's going to $1, it's going to $1, when volume's decreasing, liquidity starting to decrease, and all the signs are, that it's slowing down. And it's people right now, it's just dangerous to lose money and have to sell other coins and shit. Because when you make a bad move, it puts you on tilt immediately, and you start chasing, you start doing irrational things. And the second one of these coins pumps and takes off and you get left behind, it's all over from there. It's just a catch-up game that's bad to be in. Already went to jump or streaming the movie, told him to stop. Yeah, but I think that was just a story. He didn't want to say the real reason. But I don't know. I don't care. I just see, why the hell are they coming after him? Like, and if they didn't accuse him of being a drug dealer, having all these connections to Richard he doesn't have, and like these outrageous claims, it'd be, I would maybe care. But the fact that they're doing this to him and he's not scamming anyone, when there's look what the Pepe team just did, and they're out bragging about it on Twitter basically. And it's like, what the fuck? You're going to come after Trayvon when the Twitter guys blacklisted $15 million in coins. It's like, the hypocrisy is so crazy that, I'm excited that I'm going to a bachelor party in 3 weeks, and my boy is a huge corporate attorney in Philly. His family's very wealthy. They're very well connected. So I'm going to have some talks with him and just say, what do we do about this? Like, this is such an abuse of power. But it's one of those things where if you don't have the connections, you don't have the voice, you don't got the money, whatever, there's nothing you can do. That's just America. You got to know people. And when people that know people make a phone call, it's funny how things just all of a sudden go away. So I hope it changes. I hope everyone sticks up, because like I said earlier, him getting scared and saying, you know what, it's just not worth it for me and my family to deal with all this shit. Him leaving, it makes him look guilty, even though he's not. And just the illusion, or what the hell was I? The optics of that, the illusion, the optics of that just isn't good, in my opinion. So, we'll see where it goes, but they're coming for all of DeFi. It's not just all about Hex. They're coming for ETH staking next. It's gonna get wild. But we're ready for it. I think we're going to be able to narrowly escape, just because wow, I'm fucking tired. Legislation won't be here until 2025. And that's why I think this cycle is going to get front run. And there'll be a blow off top early because of that. So people can get their stuff off their books in 2024. And then when taxes are in effect for 2025, their long-term holdings of a year, they can sell those then. But I don't know. Then you're down at that point. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of this shit off the top of my head now. But that's right, John May. Hit that like, share, subscribe. That's all I got for tonight. And probably not gonna stream tomorrow, Sunday night, but definitely Monday, and have some good guests on next week. So it'll be a good week. And we'll see you all guys on the next one. Peace.